Welcome back to comics, to Hot Comics. All right, we're gonna be taking a look at the most famous artist of all time, Burne Hogarth's adaptation of the mighty Tarzan by Edgard Rice Burroughs. So this is a reprint by Dark Horse, and the original book that was put together that Burne Hogarth did on Tarzan was done on the 70s. Now, I don't know how the collector value market is right now with that book, but I don't think it's as easy to get as this. This is Dark Horse, and as I said before, Dark Horse is doing the Lord's work. Just republishing these things is very, very nice. So I'm going to give you the run of the mill right now. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Burne. Burne Hogarth was an American commercial illustrator that worked in advertising in his early career in Chicago, in the Chicago area. And he started working at an early age, if I'm not mistaken, but he ended up mastering human anatomy as he would be required to do advertising, obviously. So back then, advertising required more illustration because they weren't as focused as they are now with photography. Obviously now it's video, but that's pretty much how they used to go about business back then in the market. And these men work at a such detail level that nobody brought that onto the table. Burne Hogarth worked on Tarzan after what do you call it, Hal Foster. Hal Foster was the first guy to do the first adaptation on the novel by Edgard Rice Burroughs. So this is, I think, the third incarnation of the adaptation, because also we have Rex Maxon, who did the work in the series also for the newspaper. So like King Features was publishing these on the newspapers. So anyway, this has got a collection of the third adaptation of Tarzan, if I'm not incorrect. And this is the one from the 70s, so mid-70s. This is a beautiful book, production-wise. Taking off the dust jacket as usual. So there you go. That's the back. I mean, it's really well designed. Whoever that put this design, the book designer, top-notch. Give him a lot of credit for that. Putting that away. So now I just would like to just go on and take a look at the book. So it's faux leather. For such a large run of books, Dark Horse does a really good job doing these things. It's got debossing with matte gold, spine on cover, and then we got green paper, German paper. Okay, so what do we got here? Original text by Edgard Rice Burroughs. So this is the third adaptation, and I don't want to talk about the story. I just want to go over the actual artwork, what Burne was bringing to the table, which I would love to have to see documentaries. I would love to see videos. This is obviously a conversation starter. I would like to hear comments. I would like to hear people talking about this, because the work is so beautiful, and I don't see that many people talking about it or making a comment about this, specifically about this character. I mean, we're talking about a character that's now, I think, 100 years old, but it's an American invention, and it's a it is part of fiction, you know, the pulps. So there's not enough of these happening right now, and I would love to see more. I mean, the magic of this character and the jungle. I mean, just look at this. I talked this to Nosian. We could blow this up as a print and make it like a meter by a meter and a half, and we would have a beautiful poster in the house, sort of thing. Beautifully accomplished. They dare to say that Burne's working with markers here. You sort of see marker dash lines. Maybe he was working with ink dyes. Who knows? I think these are ink dyes. Very reminiscent to the coloring process that Alfredo Alcala did on the Masters of the Universe comics. The coloring process is beautiful. Like, it's the contrast between the green. I never seen another artist do coloring at this level as well, because he's got like a hot pink, always contrasting with the green and the texture, the jungle textures. I mean, what a delight to see this. This is such a treat. Now, this book, yeah, this came out in 2014. I remember buying this, going to the bookstore and just sort of seeing this and going like, whoa, this is a must. This is a must-have. So it's got really nice, what do you call it, a nice introduction and everything. This is what the original looked like. The original had a black dust jacket. I remember seeing that when I was a little kid, and yeah. Yeah, so this is early 73. Wow. Okay, so here we go. We've got the introduction to the story of Tarzan. So, at the very beginning, I never understood how this was done. Now that I'm looking at it, I look at, maybe this is wash. Although he's got dash lines, maybe it was a marker. Would have liked to see in the process of how he was coloring. Obviously, we know that the man is a master draftsman and a master inker. The work that we're looking at is just so well conceived. And it's doing those big panels. By far, this is one of the greatest adaptations of the book. So, yeah. The book, I'm not gonna get into this. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing that. I'll just do a brief sort of thing. So there's a mutiny, and then his parents, Tarzan's parents, are passengers of the boat. Obviously, drama ensues, and look at this work. We never see stuff like this being done, especially on paper, ink on paper. Wow, I'm just taking it all in. I'm sorry, I'm just speechless right now. I'm just taking it all in. Beautifully done. I'm looking at the coloring. The coloring is the thing that's got me the most right now. But if you pay attention to the way that he's inking the characters, the way that he's elaborating all of that, the drapery and the detail. One of the most sound masters of anatomy. These men control that, and it was, yeah. If you like art, if you are an artist yourself, if you draw and learn the skill and the craft of drawing human anatomy, you would appreciate what this man is doing, and also how he's being able to capture movement, because they don't look static. They don't. I mean, it's well elaborated, and the more you draw on a figure, on a panel, the more static that you become, the more rigid it would become. But this is not rigid. This got flow. It's got movement. He's capturing movement, and it's not easy to do. And also, you can sort of see the, he can actually do beautiful cartooning. This is not 100% using reference. I mean, he must be using reference, but he's also, what do you call it? He's able to do the cartooning, the character design. Like he can do beautiful as much as he's doing these sort of like grotesque looking characters. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I just want to share these. I mean, again, I want to start a conversation about this sort of thing. This is, yeah. Look at that. Look at these panels. Every panel is masterly crafted. Poses, dynamic poses, movement. Really well done. Really well done. And there's another level to this, man. The way that he does trees. It's just this contorted jungle. Obviously, it's fiction. It's coming out of his mind. But even Frank Frazetta did stuff like this when he was capturing things in the jungle. Tarzan was a bigger character than a lot of people talk about. Like at the turn of the century, I mean, this is my dad's hero. This is Frazetta. This is the pulp writers, heroes, and fiction. Tarzan was such a big franchise and product. I mean, it spanned comics, it spanned toys. He created cartoons and all sorts of other material products that very large quantity of products, and only the best have gone through to draw on these characters. Well, so then they get marooned in this island. They leave him in this island somewhere in Africa. You see, this is how he's doing his narrative. He's showing how they have to journey through the jungle. The birds look crazy wild. Monkeys. Unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that panther. Tarzan's dad builds a cabin. It's beautifully done. I would like to make a comparison to see how this was printed on the 70s opposed to this copy. Some of these look a little bit blurry. It still is a beautiful book to have. I mean, no complaints. Beautiful, just beautiful. I cannot articulate words of what I'm looking at right now. So beautifully done. Again, I say this all the time. If this was going to, this could be a poster, a print. Every panel, my God. So that had little Tarzan is. I think on this adaptation we don't get to see Jane. We just see the genesis of Tarzan. We don't get to see Jane on this one. It's just the very beginning of it. So this is the antagonist. This is the guy, the triggering character that's gonna turn, because he's the leader of the apes. Kerchak, that's it. And look at the weight. Oh my God! I mean, this looks like a logo. The way that he's put these, like the illustration that he's doing for these, just for the introduction of the monkey. You can see Burne Hogarth's skill as a draftsman. I mean, amazing stuff. Amazing. Just amazing. Every panel. Yeah. Beautifully done. So this is the tribe of apes that eventually will, what do you call it, be part of the life of Tarzan. And he's Kerchak killing Tarzan's dad finally. And yeah, Kala is the mom, like the monkey, the ape mom for Tarzan. She's the one that raises him. Oh, the premise is oh my god. What was Edgard Rice Burroughs thinking? Beautiful work. Now, wow. Look at this. Oh, the movement he's achieving. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful. Looking at young Tarzan moving. Awesome stuff. It's almost something out of a storyboard for an animation. You know, it's beautifully achieved. The little boy becomes aware he's not the same as his family. Look at that. And this is the same school of thought that Frank Frazetta, Williams, and all these heavyweights brought onto the table, you know. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So he comes to the cabin to find out where his dad's remains are. He doesn't understand all of this, and he eventually starts learning how to read, I guess, and how to communicate. Eventually, he becomes the king of the apes. Okay, so this is the second part of that. Beautiful panels. Movement. What a project this would have been for Burne. Unbelievable. Wow, dry media, that's how he's achieving this tempestuous, what am I saying? Wild weather. Tempest, that's what I meant. Ah, yeah. the wild tribes around him. Look at that. Unbelievable. What a great collection this book is. He's always doing these double coloring on the frames. Like Kerchak, okay, so this is when he finally becomes the king of the apes. Yeah. Look at that. Absolutely awesome stuff. What a collection. Oh, wow. Black and white, okay. He's being able to do very expressive stuff. Master inker. It's always using the space, never leaving anything empty, merging some of that with the next panel. What a masterclass this is for art in general. And achieving movement, look at that. I mean, he's stylizing anatomy. He's already, by this stage, he knows the human anatomy well, so he's just being able to do that. But on top of that, he's inking these, and that's, I guess, where the rigid sort of component comes in, because once you start inking, you know, it loses that flow. That's beautifully done. Beautifully done. Looks like a tattoo. Beautiful work. Great to see these in black and white as well. Wow. Design to the layout. Panel after panel, my God. Beautiful stuff. Awkward poses. Makes it look so cool, though. Unbelievable. God. Whoa. So much happening in here in this battle. Unbelievable. Just beautifully crafted. Outstanding stuff. Look at the design of the typography amongst these fantastic. Debris. Again. It's not just drawing, it's designing things. One of the greatest adaptations of Tarzan, by far. I don't have anything from Hal Foster, but it's always in the back of my head that I want to get that. But this was I was exposed to this when I was a little kid, so to me this is very nostalgic as well. So wow, unbelievable, just unbelievable work, beautiful. Every panel, I mean. Lines on fire. It's a crazy element of fantasy here. Snake's a dragon. So he's hallucinating. He's been poisoned. I'm being at fault of doing this, reading in bed and falling asleep on top of my bed, on top of my books. Motion, that's awesome stuff. There you go. Dark Horse, Tarzan publication, beautiful work. That's it. That's Tarzan, King of the Apes, the second or third adaptation by Burne Hogarth. Sorry. Beautiful book, beautiful book. Do yourself a favor, try to track this down if you can. Thank you so much for your time, and till next time.